Hello YouTubers, Charles here, back with more Factorio, and this time we're going to continue working on the all-item factory like we have been, and I'd like this time to be the last episode where we are connected to the main logistics network. I'd like to be shutting this connection off the beginning of next episode. So we have quite a few things to do if we want that to happen. One of the first is to get most of the trains running. I have built quite a few trains. I've set up a few... the steel we set up last time. I set up a plastic train. Actually, both the steel and the plastic, because like the back has a larger path, the back unloads quicker than the front. So I'm just going to tell these to go pick up some more, so that it has basically evened out. Technically the tracks in the back will still, chests in the back will still have, they'll still be a little emptier than the ones in the front, but it'll be closer to unloading completely evenly, which is what we want. One thing I did happen to notice that I set up a 8-lane for our battery, and the battery is really only 4-lane, so we got one small train here. I never battery pickup full. Let's set you on your way, and while we're at it, we'll set the others on the way. You were supposed to be steel, weren't you, from your color? I'll wait till the steel train comes in, but let's start the copper. Or, oh, we already had a steel. Maybe I made an extra one. We got some more iron trains here. This should keep us good with the iron, and we got a second copper and red circuit. Why aren't... Okay. I was gonna say, why aren't you guys going, but hey, the iron is all full right now. They're set to go here first. And these were trains I was setting up, and then I realized I already have like the right number of iron trains. We also have some trains over here. We got blue circuit trains, which we will definitely need soon. We got iron ore. We got acid. Sulfuric acid, which I actually hope to be using real soon. Coal. I only got one train for coal. And then uranium. I'm going to hold on there for a moment. So last time I said we're going to need assembling machines, probably beacons and modules, and roboports and robots before we disconnect this. But one thing I forgot is all these trains are running on... Why are you only requesting one? Should be at least 3. I like to put it up to 5 actually. All these trains are running on nuclear fuel. So we're going to want to be producing that here so we can keep the trains fueled. Uh, most of the places that they're going to stock up also have fuel, but I mean, we're going to want to produce fuel here because we're eventually going to need to fill a train with it. And, you know, to keep all these trains filled up. Because if you, like the iron ore, are going far out to mining sites, and I don't have fueling stops at the mining sites, so a few trains are going to need fuel here because they don't get it anywhere else. And uranium is going to take quite a while to build up, like the Corvex process, so we can get, you know, 60 a second. So I'm setting up, like, my main base has a small uranium depot where I'm sending out trains that only have 2 cars and then a sulfuric acid tank car, because you need, I believe, 1 acid for each piece of ore you mine. But this is sending out a lot more acid than it's getting back in ore. I believe it's, you know, like everything, these stack in 50s, or every ore. So we're only getting just about 5,000 when we're sending out 25,000 of acid. So I've built a longer station here. We're having a 4 long cargo wagon train followed by a tank car that will be full of acid. In fact, hey, look, we got our acid train in. It's filling up here. And then some of the acid is being pumped over here to fill these tanks. So that means I can now retrofit the trains, because apparently I didn't do that. I originally was setting up them the same way as the main base's uranium, but I decided that that wasn't efficient enough. We're going to need more. So we'll take 4 more cars here. I will try not to get run over. Let's remove these. Let's stick on 2 wagons there and here. And then we'll stick on the fluid tanks. And yeah, we're going to remove that. And we're going to add you all want. So this is uranium mining post set up for the all item area. Item count, I'm going to say it's not quite 10,000, but if we set this to 9,000, that should be like more than 90% full. And I'm going to we don't really want cargo empty here. We want item count equals 0, and we can get rid of that, and then I can copy this over here. And now, so a few episodes ago I had set up this attack base, and it was close to this 59. Well, let's I believe that was copper 28 that it was right by. Just set that like that, and we're on the train, so we'll go out and set that up. And hopefully that will be not too long. Yes, it is near copper 28. Meanwhile, while we're going out, I can actually... No. Set up some production. Hopefully, apparently I forgot to put a radar over there, so let's see if I can do that remotely. And oh, it went there. Let's hope that works. Maybe by the time we get this set up. Well, I will probably have to make a little cut here because we don't have any acid. Yeah, so I'll probably make a cut here, and I'll see you when everything's ready. Alright, here we are, pulling up into the copper base here. Except, of course, I didn't want it to fill with copper. And now I'm having trouble. So we'll have to have the bots or something separate out the copper. Okay, we turn here. And I had set this up earlier. All I have to do now is park at the right spot. Fortunately, that's easier said than done. Let's turn that off for a moment. Okay, this is now pumping out the sulfuric acid, and that's being pumped into the miners, and they are all going now. Apparently I forgot to completely set this up. This is kind of constructed to load evenly, but you need to tell it kind of what it's loading and actually put like one stack worth. But now, well, there we go. So hopefully this will fill up. Why did that stop? Oh wow, we filled up a lot on copper. Uh, Alright, let's go to that station. I want to make sure this doesn't really go anywhere, though, because I need to kind of filter out anything that isn't uranium. So let's cut that there. Meanwhile, hey, we now have radar coverage. Okay, so I have uranium processing here that will take 4 belts of uranium and, well, output half a belt of, well, processed uranium. U-235 or U-238, which I guess there's no common word for it, for both. This is basically 40 of these. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 48 of them. And they are beaconed with speed modules and productivity modules. And then I have a Corvex set up. That should be good. And Corvex takes like 50 seconds. So this has 40. There's 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40. And with the speed modules, this should do more than 1 a second easily. Because really, these are going 4 times faster than normal. But the last thing it needs is a place to store everything. So we have this, which should work, and all I need to do is connect these all up. The problem is going to be connecting all these belts up. Yeah, alright, let's... Hey, I actually even parked this in the right spot. Yeah, the problem is now going to be fixing the mixed. There we go. We want only the uranium ore. Should push all the copper ore out to this side. Too many things in my inventory. Let's get rid of some landfill. Let's hook you up. And alright. This isn't perfect. Let's stop that for just a moment. Alright, so we got the copper being filtered all the way down here and out. This train is now clear of any bad stuff. Let's remove that and let it go on its way now. And then start the other uranium train. Oh. Can I be quick? I'm hoping I right-clicked on that. Let's verify. Because I needed the extra instructions there to have it make sure it has the right, or yeah, doesn't leave without filling up on acid. Apparently I didn't. Fluid count and acid greater than 20k. Go. My updates per second are quite low for... Well, I guess I did send a bunch of trains out. So they've started the whole, you know, most of the, or some of the larger smelting areas up, which weren't running just a little bit ago. We'll just clear a section out down there. Alright. I'll go up to about this rock. Let's bring some power over. I'm almost out of belts. So these are going. I'm gonna stand over here and briefly explain this. So the splitter here sends the U230, what is it? the good stuff. The U-235 down the center. And the U-238 goes around the outsides. The arm here, along with these combinators, are set to only pick up 40 U-235 and put it in this chest, which then gets put in the centrifuge. When this process is done, there'll be U-238 that is extra that will get sent out here on the outer side of the belt, while the one U-238 from here gets put on the inside of the belt. Here comes some now. Just so those will never back up. But the U-235 will get output into this chest, and then put into this chest, and then back in. So once we have 40 in here, this will stop picking some up because this has enough to go on its own. However, this will build up until there's 80, and it can run continuously. In fact, once we have 100 in total, there'll be 80 in here and 20 in here. At that point, this inserter will be activated, and it will export any extra U-238 at that point, which will technically can be used. But the way it's set up is any that's exported out of this first half will go to start filling this second half. But once the second half starts exporting it, it will come out here and get put into chests. The U-235 going into these chests, the U-238 going into these chests. I'm surprised I haven't been brought belts at this point. But I'm guessing the robots are still making their way over. Yeah, we're not. I mean, it's all connected in a network, but it's not the straightest of paths. So it looks like they've been flying over some non-powered areas, and they've been running out of charge. Hopefully after they finish this build, which should be soon, they'll be bringing me some belts so I can finish hooking this up. While we're here, we can yeah, it's a kind of funny shaped patch. So more is going to one side than the other. Oh, did I miss a I think I missed a whole row here for acid, and oh, you guys are backed up, that's why. I should be able to just do that, and we have a bot over there. There we go. That should help even things out. Alright, so this train is almost full, and we have the next train waiting. Looks like I was going to say we ran out of acid, but there's still some in the pipes here. I hope I wasn't wrong about the 1 acid per ore. Otherwise, that would have... we wouldn't be bringing out enough. I'm wondering if we do something like that, that's going to force this whole branch to go this way, and so it'll load quicker. Just like I said, these are set to fill these chests evenly, but because this side is getting a whole lot more, we're kind of waiting. So if we move more ore to this side, that would help even out the loading. Anyway, not sure why I still don't have belts. I mean, this is all connected logistics-wise. We have plenty of belts. Where are these logistics spots going? Yeah, last time I did fix all these stations. If you recall, they were kind of off by one. But to do that, I had to put a lot of chests here for them to like remove all the materials and fill this chest. Okay, all the logistics boxes are going to empty. Where are you taking that? I should probably just go pick up belts myself if they're not. Oh, I was gonna say if they're not bringing me some, but hey, now I'm getting some. Well, this had taken quite a bit longer than I had expected. Oh, do they only hold 2,000? So I need to change this train's instructions. Okay, that seemed to work. Let's change this to yep, so now we've got more acid, and that filled up quick as well. Alright. Can we get some belts here? Yeah, so this is going to take quite a few hours to get the Corvix. Well, I don't know how long. It will take a while before this starts really get going. So that is why we're starting it now. Alright, I'm going to continue placing the belts here. Hopefully I'll get there just about the time the next train comes in. Of course, it looks like I'm gonna run out. That's... Ew. Yeah, bring me belts, please. Not... I should really double check to see what's using up the updates per second, I did have somewhat of a big train. It wasn't a real deadlock, but in removing the one station, I caused a train just to stop in the middle of the tracks, and that caused a big backup. But I don't see any trains stopped along the network, so it's not that. Once I rebuilt the station, the train started up again, and the deadlock did clear. Well, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a real deadlock. The train just had no path, and so it stopped. But that obviously causes problems. So I thought maybe this was happening again, and the UPS going down was all the trains trying to path around a stopped train. I'm just not quite sure what this is. Yeah, so those should get built shortly. The main base is still producing all of those. Not quickly, but, you know, we've got one assembler for each. Let's just move these trees real quick. You're going to be in the way. Let's actually run on the belt. I'm just going to add a little extra there because there's stone got on that belt, and that will allow the stone to get to the end basically and fall off. How did... those are probably from my testing. Alright, you can see, well, this should be the first one. We have one of the, oh, now two. And this counter has two because, and now it has four. Basically, this is set to read the hand content pulse, so it'll sound out a quick pulse, which increases the count every time it picks one up. And then once it has more than 40, it will stop. It will only go until it has 40, and now we have 7. Once this has 40, it will start processing and spitting out its own U235. And that's this process. And basically, let's see. Well, this one's at 200%. Once the beacons get all the modules in them, it should be at 300%, which means it's basically 1/4, you know, because it starts off at 100%, and then we're adding 300%, so it's 1/4 the amount of time that it normally takes, and this normally takes 50 seconds, although these are only at 0.75 speed, so it really takes more than that, but hey, we're going 4 times faster, so I believe it comes out to be like 17 seconds once all is said and done per U235, and then we have 40 of them, so that should more than double 60 a minute. Alright, so it looks like we're... Well, we're using the uranium faster than we can bring it in, but that's great. Alright. Back to production. I think the next thing we want to produce is assembly machines. But for the assembly machines, we're going to need, at least the yellow ones, we're going to need modules. But to be efficient, we're going to have dedicated module production. So I have a blueprint for that. Just as soon as I can get over here. Wow. I'm not really sure what's going on with the updates per second. I mean, we're not smelting, really. No, all of these are stopped. You're stopped. You're stopped. Are we making like green circuits or... It doesn't appear to be making green. Red circuits are stopped though. Why is... Okay, maybe we do have a problem. Where was that? Was that... Why are you... Ah! That's interesting. So this didn't close because the network, it was getting its network connection off of this roboport. But this roboport came unpowered, and so now it's no longer in the logistics network at all. I don't think that's causing what I'm seeing at the moment, but it's interesting nonetheless. How are we doing on power? Maybe is power... No, I mean that our nuclear should be... Our one main nuclear plant should be handling that. Fine. I mean, I wouldn't think it was this uranium plant. See, that's interesting. Now, this side is starved. Oh, we can put that back. It might have been really this one side not having, not being hooked up to the acid that was causing problems. We'll get rid of those. We don't need that many chests. Alright. Assembler production. This is a long one. No, I was gonna hook it up here, but then I remembered, for most of these, I've tried to have all the input in the face here. How far back does our arc coverage does cover that? So here you can see we got red and green circuits. But that is mostly for the module production. We need additional things that come in the side here. Another green circuit and 2 belts of plates. So if I had overlapped the beacons, I would have had to bring the lines of plates around the side funnily, and don't really want to do that, so we'll just belt these up, or well, move this all off to the side a bit and belt it up this way. Alright, I'm doing this because we're gonna need 2 different lines of green circuits, so I'd rather have them closer together. Well, at least I'm not too far from the belts this time. What do I gotta clean up some of these blueprints. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Somehow walked way past this. Alright, you should be good for gears. Let's turn these around. I'll do something like that. I actually did make a blueprint for this. This is just basically a balancer. Well, it's forcing everything to the top here to keep this line filled. On here, let's run this line down. Actually, let's move you up 1. Ooh. Gotta get past the iron, or steel as well. Alright, for the copper here, we'll do something similar. Alright, just pasted the priority in. Hopefully the extra belts there won't cause a problem. Let's get rid of those. Alright, we'll be fixing the direction and putting in the missing belts, and that should have this all fixed up and ready to go. Alright, I was able to pick up the belts. So we're waiting on modules for this. But we have no assembling machine production at the minute. So once we get the green here, this will start producing assembly machine ones, and we have 2 of those. Let's switch this to a minute so things stop jumping around. So we're making about 60 of them a minute. That keeps going up. We got our speed modules coming in here. Yeah, so even without all the speed modules, we're making, well, 35 a minute based off of the last minute. If we do it off of the last 5 seconds, we're doing about 80. And the only thing we need is a RoboPort. So that's going, and it'll only get faster as we get a few more speed modules in here to make speed modules. But these are speed module 3s just to speed up the production. I think there's 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, yeah. And that will use up just about all the green circuits you can get down one line. Actually, I'm not sure why these don't have speed modules, but if we set it to a minute, yeah, we're doing 72 a minute. Wondering if I grabbed the wrong blueprint. These don't have speed modules. Well, somebody shoved something. I don't need a blueprint for just a small little belt like that. I'll have to clean up these between episodes. Because I don't know exactly how much time we have. Let's see. Oh yeah, now we're how are we doing now? Still doing 72. And we sped up a little to like 74 a minute. 75 a minute. I think we're actually waiting on the blue assemblers. What are you waiting on? Iron plates. Why is our iron plates not a thick? I bet we're missing a balancer here. Oh, you know what? Because these should be like that as well. Yeah, you should prioritize your output because we'll fill in any missing from the next lane over. Why are you trying to put rocks in my... Alright. Let's do one more. Well, let's do a little more. Let's do beacons, because we use a lot of beacons. And then we'll do modules. That's belts. Assembler circuits, beacon. Beacons are relatively straightforward. Let's get you power. That should work. No gears this time. We'll just put these together. Green, copper, steel, red. The electric pole there is going to be in the way, so no. Okay, you're moving over here. You're moving over here. So it's green, copper, steel, red. Green, steel, red. Keep missing that last one. Green. You're problematic. There you go. Steel. Green, red. And of course, I forgot to do that. Come on. Alright, turn you guys around. Alright, we're almost there. And we'll see how this runs. And call it an episode. Next time we'll have a little bit to do if we want to actually disconnect everything. But we're almost there. That wasn't good, but hopefully it will work itself out. It's just a few. Hopefully they get kind of merged the same way. So we have 8 a minute. I bet that's from our main base. It's now gone to 48 a minute, 64 a minute, 72, 80 a minute, 112 a minute. Yeah, so even if you see what we were producing before, we're way above that now. So we go. Yeah, so even if we were doing 12 or even 16 a minute, we're still above the 1 a second here. And we don't even have all our beacons filled with speed modules yet. So that's what I think I'll be doing next time. Speed modules, and then bot production, and I like to get cement production, because I like to put cement under the belts here, so that I can run a lot quicker. And I'm also going to investigate between episodes why we have a UPS problem. But yeah, then hopefully next episode I can finally disconnect the logistics networks. But the biggest challenge is I want to try to get rid of as many bots from here as possible, so our own bot production produces the bots. And to do that, I'm going to have to get rid of these storage chests. I'm hoping. Set up a whole bunch of storage chests somewhere else, let's just say. And then tell the bots to destroy... where were they? These ones. Because these were holding the temporary items as these stations were being redone. And hopefully the bots will take all the items away, and then they'll park over here, wherever I happen to put the storage. And that will take most of the bots out of this area. Then I can just manually remove the remaining bots. And that will be the end of it. Or you know, that will get most of the bots out of this area, and we can produce our own here. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with more Factorio all item train production. See you next time.